Namaste. Welcome to Yoga with Priyanka. Today we're going to focus on 5 of the 8 limbs of yoga. What that basically means is that the 8 limbs, which is Ashtanga Yoga, have 8 components that we follow in order to have a better life or a more fulfilling existence. I'm going to bring into our practice today 5 of those. So asana is the poses. So when we're in a certain pose, that's the 3rd limb of yoga. Pranayama is breathing. Now, normally when I think of pranayama, I've been focused more on breathing exercises like the B breath, Pramari Pranayama, and so on and so forth. However, we can even place this as a mindful breath within the sphere of the 8 limbs. So when you're in a pose and you're mindfully breathing, watching the breath moving in and out of the body, you are adding that element to your practice. Pratyahara, when we close our eyes in a yoga pose, we are withdrawing our senses from the world, which means that we're cutting out all the external distractions. So another component of the 8 limbs. Dharana is concentration, focus, or attention. The best way for me to explain this is that when we're in a balanced pose, we're extremely focused on a point. So our drishti or our gaze is very single-pointedly focused. Dhyana is meditation. So any point in time when you're actually focusing on the breath and you're bringing all these elements in together, you are now moving into a zone where the practice is a much more mindful practice as opposed to jogging on the road and not being aware of your surroundings, or jogging and being very aware of the trees and nature and the road and traffic and so on and so forth. So I've simplified these 8 limbs or 5 of the 8 limbs in a way that allows you to really kind of grasp it and understand it, and it's a little bit palatable. So to begin with, I'd like to ask you to, if you're not already sitting, we'll start with 3 deep breaths in through the nostrils, but exhaling out from the mouth. The reason I ask us to always start our practice usually with this breath is to move from the fight, flight, or freeze reaction mode into a more relaxed state. So moving from the sympathetic nervous system to the parasympathetic nervous system. I know that this is a lot of information, but you can always play this over and over again, and slowly more of this will be able to be brought into your practice, and you can just take one element at a time so that it's bite-sized and manageable. So to begin with, please take 3 deep breaths in. Resuming your natural breath. Take a few seconds to give your breath a color. And also set your sankalpa for today's practice, where you choose one of the 5 elements to be very focused on. So whether it's the asana that you're very focused on, making sure that you're very comfortable in whatever pose you're doing, focusing on the breath, closing your eyes, or your attention is very set and you're mindful about where your awareness and your attention is. When you feel like you are ready with your sankalpa, we'll start with 5 cat and cows. So just rolling over onto all fours. Okay. Knees are apart, palms are flat on the mat, toes are untucked. Exhale, round your back, and inhale, open your chest. Watching the breath. If you don't feel like moving your head and neck, you can just keep them still while you just move the trunk of your body. And then coming into downward facing dog. Doing a little bit of pedaling, lowering the heels, feeling that lovely stretch on the hamstrings. And then walking to the top of your mat. Feet are together. Legs are straight, knees are soft. Really feel that stretch on the back of your legs where your hamstrings are. And then bending your knees, slowly unroll vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale, exhale, palms together in Anjali Mudra. Inhale, sweep your arms up to mountain, Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to full Uttanasana. Inhale, step your right leg back, left leg back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide to baby cobra, untuck your toes at the back. Exhale to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, holding for 1 breath. And then inhale, step your right leg forward. Drop your left knee. Sweep your arms up to crescent. And then exhale into the twist. You can untuck your toes or keep them tucked in, whatever works best for you. And then inhale back to the center. And this time, exhale to the other side. Inhaling back to center again. Exhale down. Inhale, taking your right leg to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, left forward. Drop your right knee, point your toe. Sweep your arms up to crescent. 1 breath, and then exhale to twisted crescent. Inhale back to center, and then exhale. So here, when we are really synchronizing the breath with each movement, we're employing that concept of pranayama, mindful breathing, doing the asanas. You're concentrating and focused because of what we're doing, and you have to be in the present when you first watch this video because you don't know what's going to be done next. Inhaling back to center, exhale down. Inhale left to plank, Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Keeping your lower back safe, you can stick to the low cobra or the traditional cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale to downward facing dog. And now we're going to inhale, step the right leg into Uttan Pristhasana. So bringing the right leg in front. You can drop the knee or keep it up depending on your comfort level. Bend your elbow, or you can use a cushion to enjoy the same stretch even if you're not comfortable without it. Inhale back up. Okay, taking the right leg back on your next inhale, exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale to cobra, exhale to downward facing dog, holding for one breath, then coming into lizard again. Focusing on the breath, noticing anytime that the breath changes in a different asana. This will let you know whether the pose is challenging or not, because it directly synchronizes with the breath. And then we're going to inhale back up, taking the left leg to plank. Readjust your palms. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Remember to take breaths in between if you need to. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog again. And then we're going to inhale, three-legged dog, Tripado Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can do a little bit of ankle rotation. And then bring your right knee to the right palm. Stretch your left leg out. Keep yourself lifted up. And then exhale, fold forward into Kapotasana. You can make your hands into a fist, forehead on the fist, and then just breathe into this stretch. Inhale back up. Take a second to just recall which of the five of the eight limbs you were focused on. Was it the breath, the chest, stretch, sorry? What were you concentrating on, or were you concentrating, or was your mind wandering? Just having fun with these separate concepts. And then grab your left leg. Okay, slide it into as much as you are comfortable. Readjust your right hand, keeping it straight or slightly bent, and then just breathe into that lovely intense stretch you can feel on the front of your thigh. Again, being very aware and mindful of where the focus is while you're in Kapotasana. We'll release that, and then what we're going to do is bring the left leg over. Okay, and so we're transitioning to Ardha Matsyandrasana. So Make sure that your foot is at the top of your thigh. You can grab your use your right hand, to grab your shin, and then lengthen on an inhale. Exhale, place the hand behind, again making sure the back is straight. Your right hand can be lifted up and place the elbow on the thigh. Turning into the twist, right hand is in Chin Mudra. Eyes can be closed. And then we're going to inhale back to the center. Take the left leg back out. Okay. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale to three-legged dog. One more time. Exhale down just for one breath, and then inhale, bring the left leg up to Tripado Ardha Svanasana. Rotate the ankle, bring the left knee down next to the left palm. Okay. Slide your right foot back, doing all of this nice and slowly so that there's no chance of injuring oneself. Hold this deep back bend just for a few seconds. And then as you exhale down, you can of course pick your point of focus and then just enjoy the stretch. Watch the mind. And then we're going to inhale, lift the head and chest up, turn, grab your right leg, again making sure that you pull it into where you're most comfortable, readjusting your left hand, Chin Mudra, and breathe. So here again, you'll feel an intense stretch on the front of the thigh. So be gentle with that. So if it's too much, you can always extend further out, whatever works best. Feel the breath in your belly, and then we'll release. Okay, swiveling to the center on an inhale, and then you're going to circle, bring your right leg over to the front of your left thigh. Okay, grab your shin with your left hand. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, place your right hand behind, and then inhale, left comes up, elbow on the thigh, and then just exhale, readjust, make sure that the twist is comfortable, and breathe. Inhaling back to the center, taking your right leg back, and then exhale left to downward facing dog. Inhale left to three-legged dog one more time. Exhale down. And then we're just going to end with inhale, stepping the right leg forward. Exhale left forward, straighten the legs, really feel that stretch. Bending your knees. Inhale to Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale back down to full Uttanasana. Then inhale to Ardha Uttanasana, half. Exhale to full fold. And then inhale, sweep your arms up to mountain, Tadasana. Lengthen your spine. Anjali Mudra. Samastiti. Take a few seconds to just readjust whatever you might need to readjust. Back is straight. Chest is open. Focus on the breath, the posture, and the mind. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a balance pose. So we're going to bend our knees. I'm going to do this angled slightly. So you're going to bend your knees. Stretch the right leg out. Hook it in to your thigh or your calf. So it's wrapping around your thigh and then hooking in. And then just a prayer position. So here you can keep your back straight. And release. Shake your legs out. So that was 30 seconds. So one more time, bending. Okay. Stretch the left leg, wrap it around the thigh, and then see if you can hook the toes into the leg. The further you bend your knee, the more you bend your knee, the easier it is to hook the toes in. So just play with that and then breathe and hold the pose. And release. Perfect. So that might be a little intense, which is why I didn't do the eagle arms, but I just kept it very simple. And now we're going to do chitty chitty bang bang. So good for the side muscles. So inhale up and exhale to the side. Don't go too far down. Stay in a space where it challenges you to really hold the pose up. Blah. Sorry, I'm tripping over my tongue today. Release. Swap sides. You might also feel an inner thigh stretch. Remember to keep the knees soft. Pointing your left toes, right is parallel, so in a warrior two stance. And then exhale, breathe. So swivel down, rotate a little bit to open the chest. And release. Perfect. Lovely. So we're going to step back and then we're going to take a seat. on either the cushion. Okay. We're going to do a little bit of bound angle, Baddha Konasana. So you're going to lean forward, okay? Press the elbows down into the calf muscles. So you can do this on a cushion or without one, depending on how you feel comfortable. And if it feels a little off or odd with the cushion, just remove it. Inhale, lift your head and chest up, and then stretch the legs out, and we'll do the seated forward bend. So I'm going to just turn. So you're just going to inhale up, exhale, fold forward. Okay. Breathing into the hamstring stretch, lower back stretch. Eyes are closed, pratyahara. And release. So inhale, lift your arms, exhale, down. And then we're going to end with a few bridges, which is always good to keep the lower back strengthened and happy. So pressing your feet into the mat, inhale, lift up, exhale, down. Again, just being very mindful of where the attention, focus has been at each point within your practice today. And if your mind did wander from time to time, or if you did blank out from time to time, that's absolutely normal and it's absolutely acceptable. The idea is to be aware of that, and then without judgment or criticism, start to make the changes to be more mindful and aware, and therefore be enjoying the present moment. I know that I said that we're going to end with that bridge poses, but I'd like to do a little bit of a hamstring stretch where you bring your right leg up on an inhale, keep the toes flexed, and then just really feel that stretch going up. And then I'm going to ask you to extend your left leg out, okay, and drop your right leg to the side. Don't let it touch the ground. And what you're doing here is mirroring the standing big toe hold, Padangushtasana. And then inhaling back to the center. Bend your knee into your chest, giving yourself a little mini hug. Okay. And relax. So So we're going to start with the same thing. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Grab wherever you are comfortable. Okay, make sure it's not too excessive, but it's a gentle pull. And then if you can either grab your toe, or if you have a tie, okay, we're going to stretch the right leg out and then take the left foot to the left side. Try to keep your leg as straight as you comfortably can. Right foot should also be flexed, so it's mirroring as if you were standing, and then if you wanted to put the right hand on the hips, you can, or just relaxed. Inhale back up to center. Mini hug. And exhale down. Relax in Shavasana, and I'm going to say my namaste and thank you for joining me today.